Carl once said that you cannot change anything unless you accept it. Now, many of you are nodding on this quote, but let me ask you something. How many of you have thought about a conversation where you couldn't stop thinking about something that you could have said but you didn't? Or do you still think about those little embarrassing things that you did that still haunt you to this day? Well, let's dive a little deeper. Here on the screen are two glasses of water. Actually, let's make it more interesting. Here are two glasses of Coca-Cola. One of them is completely filled while the other one is only filled to the middle. Now this is a classic example of the glass half empty or half full. But it's not about the way you see it. Because the half filled part does not represent positivity and the half empty part does not represent negativity. In fact, the very first thought of an average individual would be to compare their glass with the one which is completely filled and then be sad or happy about what they have. And that is what happens. We believe that the life we need to achieve will only be possible when the glass is completely filled. We assume that the complete and fully filled glass represents a superior, satisfactory and supreme stage of our existence. We are so focused on the fact that our perspective needs to be a certain way that we forget that we have that little liquid. So it is extremely important to embrace that little liquid that we have, and remember, you can't pour from an empty glass. People who wonder if the glass is half full or half empty miss the point. The glass is refillable. According to the students of the University of New England, acceptance was defined as the active embracing of subjective experiences, especially distressing ones. The idea isn't to merely tolerate these negative experiences, but to embrace them fully and without defense. I am here to explain why it is so important to be who you are, because this is going to be the guiding light to your bright future. You would be surprised to know that only 8% of the Indian population is able to achieve what they truly want to be. I know, it's pretty demotivating. But what if I tell you that this statistical figure can increase with just one single trait that you have to adopt? And that is to accept. Even Johnny Depp said that everybody is weird and we shouldn't be ashamed or embarrassed of it. In fact, we should celebrate it because weird is good. Normal is overrated. So let me simplify this for you a little. We've all watched the epic blockbuster Avengers Endgame, where Thanos, the main villain, aims to wipe out half the population for the world to run smoothly. The point that I am making states that people who accept who they are the ones who will not disappear after the snap. However, people who live in an illusion of themselves are the ones who will disappear after the snap. But don't worry, I can be your Iron Man today and save you from this war by giving you the ultimate weapon, and that is to accept. It's the most simple tool one might need if something breaks in the future, and therefore it's always vital to carry it with you. Acceptance doesn't mean what you think. It's about embracing what you're thinking. So yes, we're delusional. Yes, we're insecure. Yes, we take all of these responsibilities. Yes, I might have forgotten some lines. But what makes us different from the other people doing the same thing is that we've self-reflected. We know who we are. When I was little, I had this habit of responding to absolutely everything with the phrase, I know, pata hai. This is how you should do. I know. You shouldn't do that, pata hai. And maybe that's what made all the difference. Those unnecessary comments didn't affect me because I just knew who I was. We believe that acceptance is the first step. We believe that to achieve our goals, one needs to just begin and work hard. But that's not true. Acceptance isn't a single value. It's the origination of various other values. For example, leadership, learning from your mistakes, etc., etc. So, when you accept, you become confident. When you're confident, you aren't afraid of the risks. When you aren't afraid of the risks, those obstacles don't seem very hard to cross, and that is when you can truly be who you are. Don't create a fake personality. Pretend in front of others, but never with yourself. I believe that people who lie to the world will be able to make it. People who lie to their loved ones, maybe they'll make it. But people who lie to themselves are the ones who will never make it. We've all heard the very famous phrase, que sera sera, which means what will be, will be. However, there's another commonly used Spanish phrase, which is al mal tiempo buena cara, which means if the weather is bad, put on a good face. Now just think for yourselves. It's raining heavily. Now don't you think you're going to be so much more happy if you just acknowledge and understand and accept that the weather can't be changed? So I'm not promising you a sunny weather. I'm offering you an umbrella so that when it rains, you're happy. And trust me, it's going to be cloudy. Sharon Rainey, no pun intended, said that acceptance doesn't mean my life gets better. It means that my way of living on life's terms improves. And that, my friends, makes all the difference. Don't lie to yourselves, and the truth shall reveal itself. It can be soul-crushing, rejuvenating, or even life-changing. But at the end of the day, at least we'll have Coca-Cola. Thank you.